What's going on, everybody? It's Stas here. So in this video, we're going to be breaking down the top stocks that I'm looking to buy heading into this brand new fresh week in the stock market. And I also want to go over what happened last week in the S&P 500, breaking down some technicals. And we're also going to talk about the futures, breaking down the S&P, NASDAQ, Dow, gold, and the silver futures to see where those are trading at right now. And I also just want to go over my thoughts right now, my mentality, and kind of how I'm approaching this very volatile stock market that we're in that is likely to remain volatile here for the next couple of weeks. So if you guys find value in the video, hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate you guys if you did that. And also make sure to check out all the free links down below if you guys want to join the Strive Smart Facebook group, the Strive Smart Discord chat, and if you guys want one free stock from Webull valued up to $1,600, that is also linked right down below for you. And did I mention, guys, that those are free? Yeah, they're free. Go check them out right now in the description box. So let's get into it, guys. And we all know at this point, most of us know at this point, that all of September has been extremely volatile, right? We've been talking about that a lot here on the channel. It's been a rocky road. We've seen a couple green days in a row, followed by a couple red days in a row, followed by a couple other green days in a row. It's been that kind of September so far. And on Friday and on Thursday of last week, the markets bounced back. Thursday, the S&P did well. NASDAQ, Dow did well as well. And on Friday, we did even better. S&P up 1.5%, over 1.5%, up almost 52 points on Friday. The NASDAQ, which is a mostly tech-related index, up over 2.3% on Friday, and the Dow up over 1.3%. So a very strong day across the board here on Friday. But what I mentioned in Friday's video, well, it still stands. And what I mentioned is we could be in a bull trap here, guys. The S&P, the NASDAQ, the Dow, just because we had a ridiculous day on Friday, it doesn't necessarily mean that we're out of the woodworks quite yet. And by that I mean it's not necessarily, the sell-off isn't necessarily over, right? Take a look here. The S&P is trading under this downtrend, under this trend line here, which really shows us that we could be at a lower high, meaning we have not broken out of the high from the 22nd of this month at about 33.20, which is a bit worrisome because if we start to sell from here, that is where we will see a lower high, meaning we could start pushing down and potentially retest that low 3,200 level. And if that breaks, guys, if 3209 breaks, which was the low from this past week on the S&P 500, that is where we could see another leg down in the markets, right? So tomorrow, what am I looking out for? I'm looking to see if the S&P is going to break 33.20, which is that high from the 22nd. If that happens, the next level that we could push to could be 33.30. And at that point, if we break that, we might be able to see some sort of gap up, maybe up to, let's say, 33.80 in the short term here on the S&P, giving it from where we are now up to 33.80, giving it about 2 to 2.5% upside. But if it turns out to be a bull trap, let's say we don't break 33.20, I'm going to be watching 3,200 and especially 3,209, which again was that low from last week. So guys, be careful. Don't think just because we had a ridiculous green day, don't think that the markets are free sailing, coasting back up to all-time highs. We are not quite there yet, and I'm just telling you guys the truth. This is exactly what I'm thinking, and the technicals back this up at this point in time. And the futures market, we'll take a look at that right now. The futures market is it's up. The E-mini S&P 500 futures is up 8 points, up 0.25%. So it seems like it is continuing that rally from Friday. The S&P is at least. The NASDAQ is up about 17 points, 18 points, up 0.16%. And the NASDAQ's up 80 points, up 0.3% on the futures. But either way, it doesn't matter. It's not like the futures are up a couple percentage points. They're pretty much treading water, break even, up just a little bit. So it's not really signaling a breakout, the futures, right? And for all we know, we could wake up in the morning. This has happened many times before. It's happened a lot before. We could wake up and the futures could be gapping down. So don't just think because the futures are green, oh, we're going to have a green day tomorrow. No, it's not. It's not true. It's just not. We could end up gapping down, waking up, the futures could be red. And in that case, guys, if the futures are red, if the large caps are red in the morning, that's going to signal to me and probably to you as well that, hey, it might be a bull trap after all, and we might be selling off further after all, right? So overall, guys, that is what the futures are looking like. And let me pull up my notes here because I just realized I forgot my iPad. I'm an idiot, but luckily I have all the stocks we're going to be talking about right here on my phone. So Dow Jones up, NASDAQ up, ES is up, gold futures are up 0.01%, so up about 10 cents, nothing crazy there at all. Silver up about 1 cent at this point, up 0.05%. And this is actually interesting. I think the precious metals market, I know it's obvious, it's gotten hit aggressively recently. So this could be an opportunity. Silver is down about 25% from its peak. Gold is down, not as much as silver, but still, gold is down. Let's take a look here. Down about 10-11% from its peak. So if this is a market that you guys wanted to get into, but you were kind of, pushing it off a bit since it was at all-time highs or close to the highs, this could be an opportunity to get in. Not saying to get in, guys. This is not financial advice, but if you're doing your own due diligence, you understand gold, silver, hey, this could be the time to maybe pull the trigger. But again, do your own research, do your own due diligence. So overall, guys, those are some thoughts on the markets, the futures in general. We're moving up a bit, but again, don't let this fool you. We could end up gapping down tomorrow, and we could end up opening red, and I'd love to know what you guys have to think. And also, let me know your thoughts. Are we in a bull trap? Is this sucking in buyers, this move that we saw on Friday? Is this sucking in buyers before reversing to the downside? I would love to know what you guys think, right? And to get into some stocks now, and mind you guys, last week, on Friday, I actually locked in some profits on Amazon. I took my profits on Amazon, so I moved into even more cash on Friday, and at this point, I'm up to about maybe 50-60% cash in my trading account. So I have a lot of cash in anticipation of this volatility coming up. And that's also something I'd like to know from you guys. Are you in a lot of cash? Are you mostly in the markets? I'd love to know what you guys are doing. So the first stock for this week is going to be Shopify, which had a very impressive close on Friday, up about 6%. It closed right above that 550, or not 550, 950 to 955 level of support, which I'm loving here, guys. It was an old resistance at 950. Now we closed above it. So that's pretty bullish in my eyes for Shopify. But we have a big resistance coming up at about 970. So be careful here. I think with Shopify, if 970 ends up breaking this week, which is the high from back on the 10th of this month, that is where I think we could see a big leg up in the stock, maybe back up to 1040. And that kind of goes in line with the markets, obviously, since Shopify is a large cap stock. Let's say we do have a bounce back week in the markets this week. Shopify is likely to follow, right? And in my opinion, it's likely to outperform the market, as it's just a really beaten down stock at this point, right? It's gone from 1150 down to about 850. We traded it here. I traded it, I think last week, 10 days ago. I got in and out of this one. And now I'm just looking for my re-entry point. And I'm thinking 970, 975 is going to be that point. I think at that point, we could see a breakout. And another thing that I'm liking here is we held, I believe this was Thursday heading into Friday, we held 904, 900, which is a big level of support this whole month of September and stemming back from the middle of July. So that's a good sign for the bulls here. So watch out if this trend holds, and especially if 970 breaks, that could be where Shopify does end up breaking out from 970 up to, let's say, 1050, giving this stock about a 6 to 7 to even maybe 8-9% upside from where it is right now. And another tech stock that I love, even though the pattern is not too attractive, and by that I mean we're still downtrending in the short term, it's going to be Alphabet, Google, ticker symbol GOOG. You guys can see clearly on the hourly chart, yeah, it is downtrending. It's under the 50 and the 180 SMA, and it's trading under a big level of resistance at 1450. But I think, guys, and I'm going to set an alert here, why not? I think if 1460 breaks, I think that is where we could see a short-term move here in Google, maybe back up to 1500, which would put it right at this 180 SMA here on the hourly. I think that's very possible, especially if these markets do end up rallying tomorrow. I think Google is poised to run with the markets. And take a look, another big resistance is coming up at about 1455 to about 1460. That is the high from back in the beginning of June, also towards the end of June. So if that level breaks 14, watch out for Google. I think this could run up back into the 1500s. And overall, guys, and you know this if you checked out my M1 Finance portfolio update that I uploaded on Saturday, I'll link that down below in the description box. You guys know that I've been buying Google at 1530. I bought more under 1500, I believe, last week, and this is one that I'll continue buying even if it goes down. So it's really a win-win situation for me. In that case, I mean, you know, if the stock goes lower, let's say 1300, 1200, 1100, yeah, I might not be able to swing trade it, but I'll be able to buy in at lower prices in my long-term accounts. And then from that point, if it does go down, and we see a clear-cut reversal in the trend, that is when we could swing trade it. So you guys see in that situation why it's a win-win, because I pick up cheaper shares and I'm able to get in my swing account at a lower price on the trend reversal, which has not yet come, which is what we're waiting for at this point in time. So I'm checking out Google and Shopify. Those are definitely my top two heading into this week. And Pepsi, guys, earnings, they're not over quite yet. We have a couple of earnings this week. I think, let me think, guys. I was looking at the earnings calendar. I forget which ones are reporting. I know Pepsi is. Not a lot of big companies. Maybe, which one? Oh, Thor Industries. I don't know why that one's sticking out, but I think Thor Industries is trading, or rather it's reporting tomorrow. I don't even know the ticker symbol on that. But either way, Pepsi is reporting on Thursday. And this is a company that obviously is a pretty stable business. It's not growing like a weed. It's kind of the opposite. It's more in the maturity phase. It's just churning along, growing a little bit here and there, and it's paying a nice juicy dividend. So it's a nice long-term investment. I also own this in my M1 Finance account, and now I'm looking to get into it as a swing trade. Take a look at this. If I extend this to the right, we have a big resistance at $140 here on Pepsi, between 138 and 140. And we're trading at 133 right now. We had a pretty strong Friday. We formed a nice base on Friday. Well, not really on Friday it's pretty much the past couple of days leading up to Friday. We formed a nice base at about 130, and we got the pop-up on Friday, which is really bullish. So I'm thinking if this 50 SMA is able to break on this 4-hour chart, in the short term, we could end up filling up to maybe 138, 140, which does give Pepsi about a 4% upside here. And who knows, if they report good earnings, strong earnings, they beat on EPS, revenue, they increase the dividend, whatever they do, this could end up pushing the stock even further. And I think above 140, this could also be a breakout territory for the stock from maybe 140 up to the mid 140s. Heck, maybe even back up to 147, which was the pre-crisis price for Pepsi. So check out Pepsi here, guys. Keep an eye on it. I for sure am. And another one here is going to be FedEx. I've been talking about this a lot. On Friday, we had a 2.5% green day on FedEx, up about $6. And I like it because A, they've reported very strong earnings the past couple of quarters, and B, it's pulled down not a lot, I'll be honest, not a lot, but it's pulled down a good amount from 260 to about 235. It found a nice base at about 235. That's a nice little 8-9% sell-off, and now we're consolidating on that 50 SMA and pushing up even higher, and we're also breaking out of this little wedge that you guys can see on this hourly chart. This is good stuff. This is very bullish, right? We broke the wedge on, this might have been on Wednesday or Tuesday, Wednesday, it doesn't matter, but we broke the wedge and we've been smooth sailing ever since. So at this point, 250, it bounced from 230, so you're not getting as good of a deal as you got at 230, 235, even 240, but there's still more upside. I'd say if 250 breaks tomorrow, we could see a move straight up to 260. I don't know if it'll happen in a day, but it could happen in a couple of days, right? From 250 to 260, that gives the stock about 4.5% upside. So watch out for FedEx here. And another one, it's going to be Coca-Cola. KO. This is another business kind of like Pepsi. It's boring, but pays a nice dividend. It also is more stable. And if we're looking at it from a swing perspective, it is nicely holding this trend right now. Take a look at the trend I just drew at a higher low, and it seems like it's trying to get above that 180 SMA again, and it's really struggling at about $49 to about $48. So I'm just keeping an eye on Coke here, and I'm going to set an alert at about $49.50. If it's able to break out of, actually no, let's put it at $49.25. If $49.25, $49.50 is able to break on this particular stock, and we can see here on the hourly chart, it's still downtrending. Actually, you can see this on the 5-day, 5-minute. It's still downtrending a bit. So if we're able to break this downtrend, break into that $49.50 level, and maybe even break $50, I think this stock is going maybe not to the moon, but it can end up seeing a nice little percentage gain there, maybe from $49, maybe back up to $52 and above. So I think Coca-Cola has a lot of potential here. I know it's not the flashiest stock, not the most exciting, but it doesn't matter. On this channel, we talk about stocks that show potential and that you can make money with, right? It doesn't matter if it's flashy, if it's this or that. If I think the setup is looking valuable, if I think we can make money in this particular stock, I'm going to talk about it on this channel. And the last two I have positions in right now. We have Electronic Arts, EA, which is one that I bought in on Friday, right about $131.20 with the goal of swing trading it. And I'm loving it, guys. We broke above $130. We broke that 50 SMA here on the 4-hour chart. We found a nice base, created a nice base at 125 last week and the week before that, which means we're holding the uptrend here. And we broke, again, like I said, $130. That was huge in my eyes. Now, at this point, for me to add more money into EA, I'd love to see a gap up above 130, maybe 133, 133.50. If that happens, we could end up seeing a move back up to, let's say, the high 130s, maybe $140, maybe $145. That's kind of the price target that I have here on EA. And you guys know, if you checked out my video on Friday, I'm very bullish at this point on the video game stocks. EA, Activision, TTWO, especially as these new systems are coming out. The next-gen systems, Xbox Series X, I think it's called, and the PS5. These are gonna end up selling a lot of games, which EA produces a lot of games, right? So watch out for this stock. I absolutely love it. I'm looking to buy it this upcoming week. I'm looking to put some cash into work in this particular stock. And another one, the last one, which is a bit risky, guys, but it offers a lot of upside as well, is Workhorse Group, ticker symbol WKHS. And we kind of called this out. I don't like tooting my own horn on this channel. Although it is my channel, I still don't like tooting my own horn too much because I don't want to come off sounding like a you-know-what. But we saw a nice sell-off from $31, which we called. It consolidated a bit at $20, which we also called, and we saw a lot of buying momentum, a lot of volume kick in at about $21, and we saw a nice rally, which we also talked about, right? And $20 is a big base on this stock, right? It's an old support, old resistance actually, from back in the beginning of July all the way to the beginning of September. We broke it, then we saw that massive rally, so it only makes sense that we retrace a bit and hold that old resistance as a new support, as well as that 180 SMA here on the 4-hour chart. So Workhorse, I'm loving this pattern here, and don't get fooled by this one as well. Don't think that it's going to just go straight back up to $31, because what I've been saying on this channel is we might see some consolidation here on Workhorse for the next couple of days, maybe a week or two. Who knows? Because it saw such a big move and such a big correction, we might just chill out a bit in the stock, which I'm cool with, because I'd love to just accumulate more shares in that point in time if we do see some consolidation. And me personally, guys, I bought some at $23. I bought more. I think about $25 is where my limit order filled last week. So if we do sell off again, low 20s, I'll be buying some more Workhorse. And also keep an eye here on Tesla next week, guys. This should be an interesting one. It seems like we are holding a higher low here on the 4-hour. Seems like we are trading above the 180 SMA now. So the uptrend on Tesla could very well continue. We might see a move back up to the mid 400s. Let's see what happens. If that happens, guys, that gives Tesla about 11 to 12% upside from where it is right now. So what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. What are your thoughts on all of these stocks? My thoughts on the markets in general, us being in a potential bull trap. Let me know down below in the comments. And if you guys liked this video, smash that like button for me. I would really appreciate that. And make sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit that red button, subscribe, hit that notification bell as well so you're notified every single day that I make a video. And again, Monday through Friday, guys, I'm making videos going over the markets, what I'm doing, stocks I'm watching, and I guarantee you guys will find value in those videos. So make sure to subscribe, and also check out all the free links down below: the Discord chat, the Facebook group, the free stock from Webull valued up to $1,600. All of those are linked in the description box. So I'll catch you all in the next video. Thanks for watching. As always, again, you guys mean a lot to me. Stay safe out there. Crush the markets this week. Peace out. I'll see you guys in the next video. Again, thanks for watching. See you guys.